Hello everyone, I hope you're okay. Tonight I'm actually on my own. So what I've done is put a link out. I'm actually waiting for Irene Tokura, but I'm not sure where she is. Spoken to her quite recently, so I don't know. But if anybody wants to come and join the live, then just click on the link. It'd be nice to talk to you. I hope everyone's well. I went to Haunted Antiques, the Paranormal Research Centre in Hinkley, the other night, and it's absolutely wonderful. Hi, Mort. I'm just waiting for my guest at the moment. No show at the moment, which is a bit strange. Just wondered if anyone wants to join me on the live. Just wondered what your favourite investigation techniques are, what your favourite locations are. I was at Haunted Antiques. There are a few of us. We're mediums, a lot of us, and we sort of had a really great time and picked up loads of things, loads of energy as well. So it's so good to be there. But what's your favourite location? Do you want to come and have a chat on the show? That'd be great to speak to you. Just click on the link, and then if you want to join us, that'd be nice. So has anyone got any plans? I think what I'll do is start again in a bit. Hiya. Yeah, topic is about ghosts and spirits. Do you want to join us, Anthony? You just click on the link. I think it's on there. The link is just on the top. It's StreamYard. So if you just click on it, you can actually join the live and we can have a discussion about anything you want to discuss. Within reason, obviously, because it's been quite a week for everybody. And I think everyone's got their own issues and things. And you want happiness, don't you? Not negativity, and not sort of being told how you should and shouldn't do something. Do you want to join us, Scott? Do you want to click on the link? My guest hasn't kind of shown up. Don't kind of know what's going on. I hope she's all right. So I just thought I'd start it anyway. And yeah, if somebody wants to just join in, the link is on there. So just click on it and let's see how we go. And we talk about what we talk about within reason, obviously, because it's been quite a controversial week. Now, I think everybody should just go out and do what they like. And if they meet like-minded people, that's brilliant, isn't it? Just go out there and see what you can get. There are no rules, as long as you're respectful. Respectful to the property owners, respectful to your friends, and respectful to everything around. Yeah, okay, no problem, Scott. That's no problem. So what are your favourite techniques when you go out investigating? If you drop a note in the comments. If you want to join us, just click on StreamYard and just come and join in the live chat. Let's see what you have to say. It's very rare I go live, but I'm not quite sure where my guest is, but hey ho, things happen. I thought I'd just go live anyway, just to have a chat. Make sure that you're all okay, really. Oh, yeah, I know. That's it. I don't really want to talk about it, to be fair, because it's just been going on too long, hasn't it? It's just been going on a whole week, but, it is, it is quite strange, and we do have a sense of humour, because we go in these locations, it's freezing cold, we can be there all night, and in the hope that something just happens, and we just get something what happens for like maybe a minute, maybe 5 minutes, and it just makes the whole night, doesn't it? But if anybody wants to join me, then please do. I've actually put the link out. It's right at the top of the post. I will try and pin it on. Will it let me pin it? No. I was going to try and pin it, but yeah, if you want to join us, that's great. Wonder if you got any plans. I'm going to be meeting up with a lovely team who are actually having a party. They're actually meeting at a pub, Birmingham way, so I'm going to go and join them this Saturday, so that's going to be a laugh. There's going to be a lot of like-minded people there, so I'm really quite looking forward to that. And to me, it's just about making friends and having a chat, having a laugh. And don't we just have a laugh when we go out as well? Like the other day, we're just investigating. All of a sudden, this spirit sort of got a bit close to one of my friends, and she turned a bit she's shouting at another lady, and it's like, that wasn't her. And like after that, she's really apologetic about it. But we sort of know what people are like, don't we, when we investigate? Oh gosh, Mandy, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm driving. So, but yeah, it's going to be great to see the lads again, and it's quite a few going, so it should be all right. It's just, yeah, so it's something different, and I'm not sure if it's pub crawl or if we're just going to the one pub. But Mandy, if you want to join us, if you click on the link. Oh, thank you, Nigel. You're absolutely wonderful. You are. You're always so helpful and always so jolly, and you always share and support everybody's content. Thank you so much for being there. You're wonderful. Oh, and we've got somebody. Who have we got?
Yes, here.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. So, absolutely no idea what happened tonight. There's no sign of Irene, but I thought I'd just go ahead with it anyway and just see how we get on. But thank you.
All right, so we cut out the background noise.
Oh, bless you. Thanks so much for joining
Yeah,
us.
because I had you on the regular Facebook page and on our private chat here. So.
Yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? Really, just to
keep everything straight. So.
Well, I just threw it out there, didn't I? Really. So thank you so much for joining us.
Oh no, not a problem. Like I said, I've been on Things Network off and on talking about. Like I said, there was with Sal. I think his name is Sal. For his, I was on one of his things, and he was shocked that I knew exactly. They put candy out for when their spirits are when they're live hunts, and I was able to tell them exactly how many candies they actually put out.
Oh my gosh.
And they were like, "How the heck did you know?" I'm like, "Well, literally from the video, you could actually see the spirit come from the back room where the camera was facing, and come in and literally shuffle around looking for the candy that it's looking for." Like I said, that's the two things I bring is if regular batteries, like AA batteries or anything like that.
Yeah.
And candy. Those are the two things I bring everything with. That way they can draw, instead of drawing the energy from your cameras, your meters and all that stuff. Yeah, bring a set of regular batteries that you get from the store, put it out on the table and go, hey, all right, you can draw energy from these batteries here.
Yeah.
And I brought some. Most of the time they like candy corn. Like I said, most of the time I'll bring candy corn. But if you get a feeling like if you all of a sudden you're going through the candy aisle, all of a sudden you're going on a hunt, and all of a sudden you have this feeling, hey, why am I drawn to this candy? Yeah, it could be that whatever spirit you're going to go see.
That is brilliant. I do like the idea of you putting batteries out though.
Oh yeah, because literally I found myself that literally, I'm like, once I'm like, let me try this out, all right. And sure enough, my equipment didn't get drained.
Oh wow, that's
There's
awesome.
literally been times where I've used like my cell phone with one of the ghost apps and stuff, right? I literally had it out, trying literally because I do have a little bit of abilities to speak with.
Yeah, that's good.
With them and stuff like that. And there's times where the best one was I had it out. It was during Halloween. I had it out, and literally, they could see the conversation going on and stuff. Well, he's brilliant. And literally, once I left the room, all of a sudden the conversation stopped. Wow. Hey, and then I yelled down the hallway, "Hey, I can still hear you!" And literally, all of a sudden, the voice, the machine, the cell phone started. Just you could hear the two separate voices off the machine, off the voice thing, talking to each other.
Wow!
But that's for a person who has gifts and abilities and stuff. Yeah, that will happen. It's literally most of the time we have to shut off that ability. We have to literally put a barrier. But it's like open for business door sign. Like business hours are between here and here. All right.
I'm learning that yet.
That allows the spirits to come in, especially for those that are learning, and all of a sudden, like you get disturbed at 3:00 in the morning by someone shaking your toe, and you're like, really, one. I was just tired. Like, really, if it's that important, you can freaking wait until morning to talk to me. If it's that important to wake me up at 3 at night, I'm like, or 3 in the morning, around that time, it's like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like, and best places for me wise is literally when I go to a place, even if I don't know anything about it, and then you just start spewing out stuff, this and this,
Yeah, I like
And it's
that.
like, yeah, because literally when you walk in, there's always some spirit, no matter what it is, that will be
Yeah,
there to meet you at the door.
that's right. Because you kind of like if you sort of are inclined anyway, then
Hmm.
you can pick up spirit. They see a beacon above your head. Um, they kind of say so. They're kind of drawn to you, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Literally,
it's
there's
kind of
always, if like I said, what we for groups I've been with and stuff, I literally freak them out. Like I said, there was a ghost tour for the the Bisbee area for
yeah.
Arizona and that,
Just got Irene
and
here. I think she's
and
getting ready. Yeah.
and literally when I was there, literally they were totally shocked. The guy that was doing the tour, he was like, "Can you tell me?" And literally I pointed to where the spot was, and literally he walked right into a cold spot, right where I said the spirit was sitting at, and literally yeah, he was like, he walked. I was like, "Well, there's a cold spot right here. Nobody can see it."
Oh
Was it?
wow.
And yeah, but that's by having someone there, sort of like a doorway man to guide the spirits in and stuff like that.
Okay.
And like I said, most of the
Interesting.
time, people who are psychics and stuff, they always have somebody with them, some guide or something like that. And if the guide's up to it, they will literally, yeah, well, I'm going to send my guide over to assist you since you seem to be having some issues or feeling like someone's touching you and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of times where, you know what, I do feel another presence, and literally they do get picked up. Like, yeah, if you pan over to this wall over here, you'll see them. And literally, yeah, they pan the equipment over, and sure enough, you can see a silhouette
Wow.
of it. And
That's
like I
cool.
said, it's just and the people like, I want to be in this group. Like I said, yeah, when word starts, no, I want to be with this group. I want to be with this group. We're getting a lot more activity.
Oh wow. How you doing, Irene? Are you
Hey,
okay? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just running around doing everything all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, I kind of started because I thought, oh no, I didn't know. But yeah, I thought you're busy or something. So, Ant has jumped on kindly, so that's very kind of you. Have you met Ant before,
No,
Irene?
this is the first time meeting her, so
Oh,
like I
no,
said,
All
most
right, that's cool. So, Ant, where did your paranormal journey start? When did you
about
first?
12.
About 12. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So literally, like I said, when the best one that was when you walk into a room, there's nobody in there, and you start talking to somebody,
Yeah.
and literally all of a sudden someone comes in. Who are you talking to? And literally, the person disappears, and it's like, all right, you didn't, and you tell them who you're talking to, and oh, that's so and so. Or literally, you walk into a room and describe a person sitting at a table, but yet nobody else in the room can see the table, or also too, you're in a line waiting to go, and all of a sudden, here's the spirit comes up and stares you in the face, going, "You can see me, can't you?" I'm like, yes, but I can't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
I want to look like an idiot because if you want to,
Irene talks to spirit a lot as well, don't you?
I get that all the time. My husband says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Shh, I'm busy."
I got a person here. Like I said, it does help when you have guides and stuff. They're like, okay, don't here. Hey, would you mind? I'm okay. And then they see him like, oh, yeah, yeah. Why don't you go talk to him first? And I will talk to you later if he can't help you with your problem.
Yeah.
Or like take a number.
Oh yeah, yeah, or take a number. Yeah, depending on where the line's at, especially if it's a real active place, and depending on how active it is, because literally there have been times where I'm walking down a city street. Here's
Yep.
an empty parking lot, and
Hmm.
literally a building just shows up right in front. I'm like, wait a minute. I walked past that about 30 minutes ago, and it was an empty parking lot.
Hmm.
I come back the opposite way. There's a building there. And it's like, okay. But the funniest thing is about 2 months later or so, here's a sign
Hmm.
showing this building is going to be in the future built here. And I'm like, crap.
Oh
And then
wow.
that's where the whole thing when they talk about time dilation and stuff, and when
Hmm.
people on your growth tours and stuff starts, oh, I'm getting sick to my stomach. Yeah, literally, you are entering that energy
Hmm.
between the times and stuff of when the event happened.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And many people have that where like, man, I feel drained. I feel sick. Yeah, literally these things can be actually considered time dilation.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
what's the interesting thing is if you have a certain accident that always happens at a certain time of year on this certain road,
Yeah.
yeah, that is literally the event literally repeating itself and you being caught up in that energy.
Right. Do you believe in stone tape theory? Have you heard that one?
No, I don't recall that terminology for if you.
Oh, okay. The stone tape theory was a way that it kind of stores the knowledge. Like you get a videotape,
Okay.
so
Uh,
there's certain things around you which can sort of mix together, and they can record things.
Mhm.
oh yeah,
And so,
like you
so
said,
that if you see
you're
a
talking about the
ghost,
crystals and
then
stuff
it's
that can
a
hold
recording.
energies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
something
literally,
like
yeah.
that.
Especially those happen, especially around where murders happen, where
Mhm.
literally the person can't break that cycle. But certain
Yeah,
psychics and stuff can actually go in and literally break that cycle, pull
yeah,
them out of that event, so that the spirit can realize that hey, you're not in this loop anymore. You
yeah,
don't have a body anymore. You can actually cross over. Because literally all they're doing is repeating that pain over and over. It's literally that's what
hey,
if we take every house that haunted house and stuff like that, that literally every house, as I like to call, has a keystone. You can turn a haunted house back into a regular non-haunted house, and there's very few people that I've run into that can actually see the keystone that controls that whole electrical energy of that place. Because
Yeah.
there's been places where I've been at, and it's like, can you make my house haunted? I'm like, okay, I can, but are you sure you want the responsibilities of it? Oh yeah, yeah, I can handle it. I can
oh
handle. I'm like,
yeah,
all right. Well,
right.
let me go. So I go to their place, look around. Oh, yep, there it is. There's the glowing keystone, and it takes a lot of energy to turn that stone there. What
Yeah.
I like to call it, just to open it up enough. And there's plenty of times where I get, can you come back? It's too much. I'm like, well, you asked for it. All right, well, I'm not going to come back. It's too far for me to go. I'm going to send my
Mhm.
guide over to shut that thing. And literally, yeah, and there's been plenty of times I give readings to people like, you know what? I thought about what you said, and at first I was like, you're full of crap. And then when literally they see it unfold in front of them, and it's like, holy crap, he was right. I'm sorry, I have to tell you that. Oh, you were right. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And like I
because
said, that's why I say if, like, especially for those who can read people and do the same gifts and stuff. Like I said, we have to be able to keep our gifts and abilities sharp. So that's just that. Any opinions and stuff like, well, yeah, it helps us keep making sure that we're tuned in properly. Because
yeah,
there are times where we're like, wait a minute. And like I said, for those who have gifts, the best ones are the ones that want to block us.
Mhm.
Now, literally, I don't believe nothing. I got all my blocks up. You can't get through them. And I'm like, guess what? The best ones and stuff are the ones that block us. So that literally we have to tap on that barrier that everybody puts up and
yeah.
find that crack because there's always some small crack that literally we can seep into, and then all of a sudden we say, "Oh, what does this word mean to you?" And they go,
Yeah, it's kind of really funny because I'm in a group, a drama group, and we went to a local pub and we tried. I think it was a glass on a table to a yes and a no. So there's somebody just standing by, didn't believe in any of it, and we sort of said to him, we kind of picked up that it was his grandmother or something. So we asked him to ask one question with three different answers. Okay, so he asked a question, and it's like, is it this? Two wrong and one right, and they got the right answer. And he asked three, four such questions, and each time they got it right. He absolutely legged it. He was that scared then, but now obviously he'll deny it because a lot of people do, don't they? They just think, oh no, that's not happening. No, no, no. But yeah, it's really intriguing, isn't it?
"Oh
When things
yes," like
do
I said,
happen.
for the stuff that literally the best ones are the ones that is like, well, okay, if you are what you are, right? Then tell me something that only the family knows. I'm like, are you sure about that? Are you sure you want me to know what you that your family, because many times when I'm doing readings for people, I get crossing bones. I get crossing bones when I see that, and that's my signal that it's a family secret. That literally,
Oh, okay,
I'm
that's
literally not supposed to know this. That means that this is something that literally only the family line knows. Like,
yeah,
yeah, okay, literally, okay. I'm like, okay, how do I see it? I'm like, okay, how do I explain it to you without getting the spirits and stuff, get the family line angry because I'm an outsider knowing
mm-hmm,
what's
Mm.
buried in the bones, metaphorically speaking. And
yeah,
okay, and then all of a sudden, say these words. When literally you say these words, and literally even the grandparents and they're around, grandmothers and stuff that are around, even they're like, and literally they're slapping their kid like, shut up, stop asking questions. You like, why are you hitting me? Like, shut up. All right, don't. I understand. I understand. I won't say any more. Yeah, literally, when
uh,
you see the families and stuff get all freaked out, like, yeah, I know exactly what they're, yeah.
yeah,
And everybody's like, what? What is he talking about? I'm like, no. No, I'm not saying it here. We got everybody else, and everybody else like, okay, what was it? And yeah, and people are like, okay, what
Just,
about?
I just,
Yeah. And then
yeah,
literally everybody, all of a sudden, once those spirits understand that, the spirits of their family start. Hey, would you mind? I'm like, really? You want me to give out a secret for them? I'm like, yeah, yeah. But mostly it's
that's
about what's going
cool.
on in the house right now. I'm like, and then you tell them about literally just a daily event or something. They go, I'm like, we just had that event just 2 hours before coming here. I'm like, I know, because
Oh, wow.
so and so was watching you two act like idiots, and it's, yeah, we start blowing people's minds, and they're like, no, I can't handle this.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of
mm,
skeptics can't handle these things, can they?
no,
We've got a comment here from Eileen. Well, that'd be the wrong one. Um, I did that with cat balls. So when I mentioned the table, so she did it with cat balls. They asked questions with multiple choice answers, one of which was correct, and they got it right every time. And there's like so many things out there, and they're not actually designed for paranormal.
Nope.
Nothing is. So
no.
you just got to do the best that you can find, and that's it, isn't it?
The dolls that you get at the toy store, they come with a computer chip. They're really good too, when you want to use them for children or even for people, like stuffed animals with a computer chip in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a team. I think I forgot. It's Julie Halliday, and she has a doll. I don't know if it's a lover babe or so. I don't know. She's got a doll, and it's learnt some choice language, which certainly hasn't been programmed into it. So, and there it'll be going F you and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not on it, and something is sort of. It's a bit unfortunate because about 2-3 years ago, I think she came local, and I was going to go and meet her and investigate with her team because I think it was a public event, but I missed out on it, unfortunately. And
Uh-huh.
then because the doll got a bit too much, they actually like shut it away, sort of thing. So yeah, I would have loved to have met that. I probably wasn't ready to meet it at that time as well, because I was quite unexperienced then. So yeah,
Yeah, but at the same time, you were trying to get to that event. There was another event that at the same time that showed up maybe before or after it. Like you said, you got, oh yeah, I want to try to make this, and then something else, another event around that same time that came up.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
then, yeah, like I said, that's the whole thing is when we have guides and stuff and other, like I said, sometimes I have stranger guides from other gifted people and stuff come up and say, hey, excuse me. I'm like, okay, I don't know you. Who are you? Then when my, oh, he's okay. He's one of us. I'm like, all right. You're supposed to talk to him first. He was supposed to give me the message that way. That's how the guide system works. Is other people guides will talk to, because when I was on the ghost tour with Chip Coffee, literally we were in the same room. He had two little flashlights set to take questions. Well, literally you could see one light flickering, and then all of a sudden it would stop, and the other one would start flickering, and the people in the group going, "We haven't even asked questions in there." And I'm like, well, what's going on is his guides are talking to my guides. It's like a meet and greet going, hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you in so long. And back and forth. And I'm like, okay, let's start the session here. And then all of a sudden, the lights just stopped. Okay, they asked the question. Yeah, it was the typical yes or no for the lights. But when you see two lights, and you can see that they're talking, the way they're flashing, they're talking, and then stop, back and forth, and you're like, hmm. And when people see that, it's like, wow, there's nothing wrong with here. You can check them yourself. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a wonderful question here, from NSPS TV. So, what do you guys think the difference between paranormal investigating in the US compared to UK is? That's an interesting one. I don't know if Irene's from Japan as well, so we've got a right mixture here. So, where are you from then?
He's from Texas.
Are you from Texas?
He's my friend. He's cool. My buddy.
Oh, for me, wise, like I said, I moved around as a military kid and stuff. Like I said, I've been to Germany and Italy and stuff, and from watching the TV shows and stuff like that, that literally I find that in Europe there's a lot more activity, just for energy wise. That literally you can just for depending, like I said, if you're when you're in the low countries and stuff of Europe and those areas, that literally there's still activity. Most times there isn't that much activity, but literally there is for the countrysides and stuff like that for the European. But as for the America part of it, literally you have stretch of energy where literally there's nobody there. That's why, especially in the Texas roads and stuff, like, man, this road seems, there's no energy there. There was no activity, no events happening, no portals that have opened up for spirits to travel and stuff.
Yeah. Can you just hold on? We've got a lovely comment here. We've got a person here who doesn't believe, and that's fine. Everyone's got their own beliefs, and that's okay. So, if you want to find out more about spirit, I suggest you watch Scooby-Doo, because that's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, he always finds a ghost, and it's always somebody. But yeah. So go and watch Scooby-Doo, mate. Okay.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine in constructive manner. You state what your issue is with cat balls. But trying to go people, it don't wash really. Ain't bothered.
Well, like I said, for the cat ball stuff, that literally, as sensitive as the cat balls are, that sometimes they can be triggered just by a light breeze or something that may come across the floor.
Of course I can.
But most of the time, from watching and understanding the cat balls itself, that literally anything, as Irene was saying, that literally anything with an electrical current that's running through it, the best ones that I've seen is literally where the item has zero power. There's no energy left in it, and yet it's still running.
Yeah.
The bar is completely gone, but yet it's still running. It's still picking up information, and you're like, if everything's completely drained, how is this?
Investigation, and I tried my cat balls. Didn't work. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. And so I just had to do with my own this, and that's all I had.
Yeah. You are a great medium, though. It's weird,
I can see it from here for the people that are standing behind her right now.
Yeah, she is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. You got a big, huge person right here behind your head. Then you have a sort of like a medium-sized person over here on your.
My mother's always here with me.
And they're like I said, she's staring at me like,
Who in the
Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like,
my mom was also medium too.
Oh, was she? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, she was. Like, she could talk to dead people and everything like that. Like, she was that. Everyone thought, you're weird. Like, yeah, she kept it to herself. She really didn't tell anyone.
That was that was the time too, and literally, like I said, after people know and stuff, they'll start trying to, here, can you tell me about this? And I'm like, are you sure you want me to know your life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because once I know your life, once I know your energy,
Yeah.
I can read you like literally. I could be half asleep, and if it's a person I really know, I'm like, here's your
Yeah.
freaking problem. Let me go back to sleep. And were,
She
were
was
you
born
even awake when you gave?
for,
Were
so, you know,
you even awake when you gave me this? I'm like, I don't know. What does it say?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been told by friends and stuff that literally there's been times where I've been at places and stuff that literally I fell asleep and literally they can hear me talking, but also too they can hear another voice in the room talking as we're both talking at the same time. They come to check and nobody, but I'm sure I heard two different voices. Well, and when you catch it, they're like, yeah, yeah, all right. Well, I just need to make a note that I'm talking in my sleep, talking to spirits. I'm gonna have to yell at my guides for not doing their job because, like I said, when we are giving guides and stuff like that, it means that there's a job that there's certain limitations that spirits have, so that we can assist people. Because there's been plenty of times where literally you're walking down the street and all of a sudden you get a tug on the shirt. Hey, I need your help. I'm like, what? I need your help. You need to go over here and talk to so and so because their so and so passed
Andrew,
away
you're funny.
just 2 weeks ago, and they're like, really? I have a meeting in less than an hour to get to.
I've been on a bus, a city bus, and I had to cross over a man who was hit by a car. He was a pedestrian. He was from Australia. And
Oh, wow.
what do you think? I said, shut up. I said, be quiet. I'm talking. Yeah, I know. Just shh. I'm busy. He goes, okay. Like, and my kids saying, you know that area? I don't like that area. We walk home from that area, coming home from school. I don't like that part. And they go, okay, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And I said, I did my job. And I was singing on the bus. And my husband was giving me this really weird look. And I was saying, oh, shut up, I'm guilty, You can't tell your spouse, Well, this is what I'm doing. He still looks at me really weird. He goes, are you busy? I go, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'll be over there in a minute. All right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, most people.
like in the I get mine when I'm taking a bath.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that one either, but I think it's due to that the mirrors and stuff that are in bathrooms are the easiest portals for spirits to travel in and out of because that to me I think the way because when a person passes over they get like a pass to come back, but they have to first check in.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And once they check in, yeah, they can get a pass to go and see their loved ones and stuff like that. But it's the ones that don't check in right after they die or something. They just say, yeah, I know I'm dead. I'm going to go see so and so here to see if they're okay. I'm like, no,
was a
spirit. They will use up the energy, the energy they have left.
Who was a slave girl, a little girl, 5 years old. I cleaned the house, but I forgot to cross her over, and she came to me while I was taking a. She said, I'm ready now. I said, okay. So I crossed her over when I was taking a bath.
Oh, bless you. Bad time.
He said they just don't understand business hours. So, because literally that's the whole thing is when a person understands how peaceful and calm and that side is.
Yeah.
And people who have visited and been in the veil for just an hour or two, right? A great calmness and peace comes over the stress and everything that we have on the side of the living. They don't have that over there. They don't have any of the worries that we have as living people. Keep a roof over the head, food on the table, all that stuff. And literally all that stuff disappears. So yeah, go ahead.
It's interesting, like sometimes when you do get somebody come through who you can actually ask questions to. I went to a place in Stratford upon Avon, which is known for William Shakespeare in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So close to there, his mum lived in a house just a village down the road, and went to a local pub, and we actually got speaking to somebody who had passed 10 years ago, and he was a former landlord of the pub, and we were able to ask questions about the past life, and we were able to get answers as well. and it's actually on a Ouija board, and he kept going ha ha and spelling that out all the time. And the current landlord knew him as well. So the next day when the current landlord came in, we sort of said, oh, this, and this, and he's just blown away by it. And then the guy came back the following night. So I'd love to go back there again, but just to speak to somebody on our level who speaks our language.
Mm-hmm.
And, and we were using the board, and he says, well, how on the board, it was like, how are you doing this? He was asking us how we were using the board. And yet we always see it's the other way around, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the more you do this, you get some amazing questions, and it's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really, and that's why it fascinates me so much. And if some people are so close-minded,
Mm-hmm.
they're not willing to like open their eyes and the senses and everything. Well, that's entirely up to them, isn't it?
Yeah. Either you do or you don't. It's up to you.
Terry.
I didn't read that.
She's talking about mirror. She's roughly talking about mirror magic and transferring of energy.
Two mirrors facing each other, so they kind of say that sometimes it can cause a portal, didn't they?
I don't have mirrors in this room. In Japan, mirrors in the living room. They don't hang mirrors. The only mirror that I have is in front of the sink where I wash my hands, next to the toilet, or downstairs where you take a bath. That's the only place where we have mirrors. They don't put mirrors in the living room. Nothing whatsoever.
No, because for their culture wise, especially in their mythology and stuff of spirits and stuff for that culture, yeah, they got some
mirrors
interesting
portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even sitting here in my living room, I can't see the mirror.
Yeah, but you can sense it.
In front of the sink in the other room.
Yeah, but you can sense it.
They just make sure that there's walls or there's a corner wall that is not, that you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
It won't come after you.
Yeah, because some people believe that literally if you put your hand up to the mirror, right, you can actually transfer yourself to the opposite side of the mirror. That's where doppelgangers and that came apart, is that literally you put your hand up there at the same time your doppelganger, you're on the opposite side of the mirror. You guys can actually switch realities.
Wow.
Because some believe that the mirror, the image of yourself, there's an alternate reality on that opposite side of that mirror. So literally it's like, and there's things where, well, I feel like I'm having a bad day. Well, maybe. You looked at yourself in the mirror, you touched the mirror, and the other person said, you know what, I want to have a good day today. And literally, you switch. That's like I said, but there's many myths and stuff. But like I said, when you really start dealing into like mirror magic and all that other stuff that people try to do.
From head to toe. If I'm not going to laugh you.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. And like I said, for myself, I've run into a lot of things where people have done some pretty bad magic stuff, where curses and stuff like that. And just from understanding my guides and stuff, there are things that watch over that stuff.
Yeah.
Magic itself is neutral. It's up to the person on how they use it.
That's right, and you can really screw up on that as well.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't go anywhere near that.
Oh yeah, it's best to stay. But literally, if you are thinking about, remember, you have the best magic are the ones that you literally have to sign up for, because someone has to take responsibility for the use of that magic.
Exactly.
And I've run into people that literally they had a family, they promised this certain creature for luck or something like that, and literally it's following back. Because here was this gentleman I talked to. I said, "Yeah, did your family sign something about this?" Like, yeah, I know about it. I'm like, okay. And literally, okay, but I don't want it passed on to my children. I'm like, okay, well, I can disconnect your children from your line, and literally they won't have any effect of it. Like, you can really go, like, yeah. And literally, he could feel when I disconnected that line and put it towards his lifeline. Like, literally, he could feel it. I felt it disconnect. I'm like, yeah. but yet the thing is still there. Of course, it's still there.
Yeah.
And I described
Wow.
what it looked like, and like, wow, I can't. Yeah. I'm like, would you like? I'm like, yeah, I have it right here in front of me. Would you like to see him? Yes. I had him show himself to him. He's like, what do I do? Well, easy. Most of the time, they're happy to take something in return, fruits, gold, something type of metal things to replenish what was taken. But there's always, and like I said, if the balance gets upset, yeah, there's something bigger that will come and literally, like I said, so, well, I think I have a curse on you. Well, let me go check the people who are in charge of keeping those in check, because they will come and collect.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just amazing. I've got some comments then. We'll just go through, catch up these. So, Robert rather. I was reading about the Russia hole. They drilled 4 miles into the earth and filled it in. Locals heard noises like from hell. The reason that gave us not to stop people falling in it was to stop things coming out. Wow. That's
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I read a few articles on that Russian hole there, and let's see, I can't remember what radio group was talking about it. The recordings of the sounds and stuff they pulled off of that Russian hole there when they drilled it. It was pretty interesting stuff, and like I said, when I checked my guides on it, it's like, well, it's like I said, it's 50-50. You know, like I said, sometimes it opens, sometimes it closes.
It's all we see. We can't exactly say that something 100% hasn't existed. If we have a slight belief in something, if we've experienced something, we can't say that Loch Ness monster didn't happen. We can't say there's no pixies, no imps, whatever. We don't know. We can't say there's no Bigfoot, because just because we haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not there. And like I was skeptic for years, but then once you realise that, well, actually, you know, there can be something there. Just carry on the comments then. Got moved away. On one occasion, I witnessed what seemed to be a future communicating with present day. Wow.
We have Hickey. It's like something like a ghoul that takes people from their houses, and they're dead by the time they come and get you. You know. So,
right. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's like they don't have legs. They walk around with just dragging their victim out of their houses, and you know, it just happens like that. You know, strange things like that. When you're dealing with an old country like in Europe, like in the UK, you get a lot of really weird things happening, right? My mother talked about it all the time with me, and I kind of remembered it, and it's part of my input in my head. So there's a lot of stuff that I have in my head that I remember what she talked about, and certain ghouls and certain things, like you have to keep your house clean. If you don't, they'll come to your house. They're called yokai. They'll come to your house. They'll stick around in your house, and you can't get rid of them. They're really hard to get rid of. So you have to keep your house clean. You have to keep umbrellas folded up and put away in the entrance in your house. You can't open it up. You can't do certain things.
We're not allowed to open umbrellas in the house.
Yeah.
That's superstition with us as well. I don't know why. Bad luck. That's why. Yeah.
You can't do that, and you have to make sure that your rice pot is nice and clean. You wash it out and rinse it out and make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure you don't have a dirty rice pot, because there's another spirit that come and bother you and won't leave, so you kind of kick them out. So that's why we're really superstitious in this country, right? You have to carry a little mirror in your purse if you're pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're pregnant.
To keep the baby safe from any energies that may, because the energy will automatically go into the mirror.
Oh, wow.
So take the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, never realised that.
They'll take the spirit of the baby.
My gosh.
Stuff like that is really important in this country. And I never really thought about it till I got pregnant, and somebody in my husband's family died, and they said, do you have a mirror? I go, yeah, it's in my purse. I go, good, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. The guy who's just been asking loads of stupid questions, he's
No,
actually into
I've
custom,
heard them all.
apparently.
The most.
And he would be interested by that's supposedly what he does, but hey,
So
ask
was
silly
it on that
questions.
last question? On that last question you showed?
Um, the Russia one.
No, the one after the Russian one. The one
The,
just as
we've
yeah,
got
on occasion, yeah, for the future communication with the present day is most of the time, most of the time that will happen in what's known as the dream time. That literally your future self can meet you in the dream time
Mm-hmm.
true.
and give you a
Wow.
message if and only if it's really really important
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
you know what you need to do. And but that's the whole funny thing about dreams is most of the time we don't remember
Nope.
when we
That's
wake
it.
up.
And sometimes I have really vivid dreams, and then you know it is something. They
Mm-hmm.
are so different, aren't they, from your standard what you forget. Even if you're really engrossed in a dream and you remember it, and you're like, you're just about to wake up, the alarm's going off, and you just want to catch up with the end of this dream, and that
Yeah.
that still goes. But then some dreams you just remember all the time.
You're not
Uh,
really asleep, but you're not really awake. You're in between, and you
is it
just
REM sleep or something? I'm
yeah,
not very
you
good at
just
that sort of thing, but
you
yeah.
just feel it. Like mine usually comes about 4 o'clock in the morning. I usually hear my mother.
Oh,
I
No,
go,
that's just because the doorway's closing. There's always someone slamming the door when the gateway's closing, and you feel that whiffle of energy
mm,
when the gates open and close for spirits to travel back and forth through. And like I said, the best one I had was, like I said, it was a few months before I went to go help my brother get his vehicle from California. And literally, I had a dream of the hotel and the street, but I've never been there. Never went to California at all. That was the first time. Stepped into the lobby of the hotel, and the person behind the counter, I recognized the person behind the counter from
awesome.
this. And literally, like I said, I saw him the first time in the garage where we were parking at. And then this is all through that whole dream vision. Literally, I went in there. He turns around, looks at me, and the person that also the other secondary person that saw me too. They turn around. Have you ever been here before? And then my brother turns around, gives me that look because, like I said, he knows that we have certain gifts and abilities and stuff. And like he looks at, give me the look like, what? You want to explain this? I'm like, no, I haven't seen you before. I'm sorry.
Oh wow.
But
Yeah.
literally, yeah. But when you see a person's face, like I recognized you, and I have seen you here. And yeah,
Yeah.
when you disappear in front of somebody and they
Wow.
recognize you, yeah, you're like, here's this guy. I saw him, and he disappeared. And then literally, all of a sudden, that's the whole thing about having the gifts and stuff is literally they'll show you something, and they're like, okay, so it's going to be next month, and it turns out no, it's not next month. It's 3 months later, and
Uh,
but that's the problem because in on behind the veil, there is no sense of time. There's only day
no,
and
that's
night,
it.
and
Yeah.
and that's why if you spend so much time in there, all of a sudden you feel like when you come out, you're like, okay, what day is it?
Mm.
What? And it's like, oh, what? It's all okay. What happened to? Well, it's already Friday. What happened to Monday through Thursday? And literally, like I said, our bodies are used to routine so much
Yeah.
that
So
literally, yeah, the body can get up and do whatever it wants, and that's why people who say, "Oh, I'm astral projections. I'm astral projecting here and there, and I'm going all over the place." I'm like, okay. Let me first ask you: have you ever had the dream where you're sitting by yourself, by your body? And many people say, yeah, yeah, I've had that
wow.
dream. Where, yeah, if you have that, that's the first time that literally I'm like, yes, you're doing it properly because literally, if you ever have a dream where you're sitting on your bed and your
Yeah.
body's right next to you, and your body's looking at you, you're looking at your body, and literally you're having sort of like a small conversation with each other.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And then like I said, then all of a sudden, like I said, people, well, I wake up and all of a sudden I'm frozen. I can't move. I'm paralyzed. I'm like, well, what happens is literally every human body has an internal alarm clock. It's known
Okay.
as the safety device, as my
Yeah.
guys like to call it. But I call it the internal alarm clock because literally, let's say I only want to spend 2 hours in the astral world. Well, I can turn that alarm on. And once that alarm goes off, no matter where I'm at, I could be across the, and my spirit body could be all the way in Germany or visiting loved ones in another state or something. And literally, when that alarm goes off, yeah, it will snap you back as if
Yeah.
someone slammed on the brakes, and all of a
Oh,
sudden, yeah, you're frozen here. I can't move. I'm like, take a few minutes, realign your spirit because your car was on autopilot. Your body
oh
itself,
wow.
because like I said, there was a guy, he got in a car wreck, and he kept jumping out of his body because he was worried that because he could see himself on the operating table being worked on,
Oh
and
gosh.
he kept jumping. I'm like, and he was saying my shoulder and stuff doesn't work after the operation. I'm like, well, you kept jumping into your body, right? It's like, yeah, yeah. How did you? Well, yeah, you saw your body, yeah. The problem is guess what? Sometimes the spirit has to leave the body because, as all the scientists says, the best time that our body heals is when
Yeah.
we're asleep.
Yeah, that's it.
And so that's what's happening was he every time he jumped back into his body, it it kicked the system on.
Oh wow.
so so what I want you to do is every morning all of a sudden you feel like your shoulder, take a few minutes, focus on your shoulder, get it tuned in to your body, and then you won't have that trouble anymore. Because that's what's so funny. People wake up and go, "Man, I feel like I stubbed my toe, but I hadn't moved out of the bed." Yeah, but literally, there's a good chance that when you were walking around your house, that literally your spirit body hit the end of the table, and that echo pain when you came back, like, where did my foot hurt? Like, did I stub my toe? I'm like, no, I've been in bed all night.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But once you, like I said, that's the whole thing is once, as many of my guides say, and people who are training, especially with certain wavelengths and stuff, to try to jump levels. Like, oh, I'm going to 417. I'm like, no, you got to start at the beginning. Learn
Yeah.
that level and work your way up so that when you reach those certain levels, you'll understand. And especially the best thing is when you get a whole bunch of psychic sensitives and stuff in one room, it turns into a party. Literally, the energy and stuff that we're all giving off, literally, literally the equipment and stuff. They literally had to start turning the equipment off because they were lining out.
Mm. We like Viv and I. There's me. I've done development for 8 years. There's a lady who's a good mediums, and two who are really fantastic mediums. And then there's a guy who does past life regression. So he said he's not a medium, but he's an empath. So that was who investigated the other night, and we got a lot happening. And we also did an energy circle as well, and like spirit picked on three of us at the same time. So
Well,
somebody had a lot of work to do to sort it all out. But yeah, straight away, as soon as I walked into one of the rooms, I developed a cough issue, and my voice changed. And actually, when I started off alive, I did. My voice was all croaky, and Amanda, who was there as well, kept saying like, "Take it away," and then I'd speak properly. And I think it was somebody from the war who was caught up. I and somebody picked up their ears had gone, like there'd been an explosion, so
mhm,
they'd lost their hearing. So I think somebody had been in a trench, and I was like picking up the choking and potentially some gas as well. And
mhm,
yeah, and like I had that for quite a while, and just
mm,
trying to shake it off. Usually I don't tell it to go though, because I go out to experience things, like you don't say take it away because you think, hey, this is cool. What's going on now? And I'm weird, but yeah, it's so cool.
yeah, you are.
No, but I love it. Like you've got a headache. Well, why have you got a headache? What's causing it?
Mm-hmm.
And oh my, like even driving to the location, I pulled onto the main road in my car and my bloody foot hurt. All of a sudden, as soon as we got in there, one of the girls picked up a guy had had his leg amputated. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It's just
yeah.
beautiful, isn't it? But I love it so much. Let's do some comments then. So I think this is so funny, Andy. I'd probably use a mirror and be unlucky enough to swap and not be able to return. That's probably my luck. Terry Davison, we needed this a bit ago, didn't we, really? Do reflections spell to send back a bad energy from someone. Could have done with
Mirrors are very good for reflecting bad energy back to people because they, like you said, if you feel either your neighbor or someone, yeah, literally just having a mirror there to reflect that energy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what's so interesting, especially for those who are energy readers and stuff, right? Are people, or as you said on a couple of your other shows, vampires that literally can, because there was a spirit energy that when I was doing a meditation, all of a sudden came up and started sucking my energy out.
Oh gosh.
And I was like, wait a minute here, why? And literally, so all of a sudden I sort of pulled my energy out to look behind me, and sure enough, there's this weird shadow thing with a suction on its hand, sucking energy. I'm like, really? You're an energy sucker, okay? So literally, I amp my energy up, and literally, yeah, it screamed. I'm like, it's because that's the whole thing. Because if the too much energy can literally explode things, and literally you can run into people that literally, especially those people who have that ability to pull, because there's two ways of healing people, right?
Yeah.
And literally, there are people that literally will pull the energy out of people, and they're healers. They're healing people, but literally they'll pull the energy out just, I'm having a bad day today. I need a boost. Come here, you. And they will drain the energy out of the person, and all of a sudden you're walking past, and literally you see the person that they walk past stumble for some reason. You see their complete, it's literally them attaching their energy to someone else's and pulling their energy out. And that's the whole thing about people who do healings and stuff like that. That many people do the hands-on healing where they pull the sickness out and stuff like that, and just literally sometimes they'll just throw it away. And I'm like, especially this one healer I was talking to, I'm like, do you know the 3 bubble method? I'm like, no, I don't know that method. Wow. I'm like, I'm like, your people keep coming back every day or every other day saying, yeah, it still hurts here. It still hurts here. I'm like, yeah, you may have taken out the sickness there, but you didn't replace the energy you took out.
Wow.
To fill the hole, because literally here's this person that you're healing, and they're like Swiss cheese. They're walking around with holes in their energy, and what's so funny is the guy I was he was working with another healer and stuff, and that person that was teaching him asked him where did he learn that method, and literally he got kicked out of his group, and now he has his own healing method, and he's doing great and stuff like that. And that's the whole thing. Like, what's the extra bubble of energy for? That's for excess. Because literally what you do is you take the sickness out of the person, you put them in you create an energy ball.
Yeah.
And you take the sickness out, you put it in that energy ball. Then literally you pull keep his energy there, you pull that sickness out, and you put it into the other orb energy. So you have the sickness, and you have his regular energy. And then you use your energy to charge his energy. But before you put it back in, you have to understand what his frequency, the energy he's giving off, and you put it back in, and literally, and then, all right, there you go. How you feel? I feel good.
That's incredible.
But that's how you save yourself, because many healers will take the sickness on themselves.
Yeah.
And then literally all of a sudden, like, why do I have a cold? Why do I have the flu? I'm like, oh, that's right. So and so 2 weeks ago asked for a healing, and they had a cold, and I ended up catching that cold. And like I said, there are procedures on how to cleanse your energy, but also too, the problem is once you get that sickness in, your body always wants to fight the sickness. So literally, it's making a list. Okay, I got this. All right, let's analyze it. Let's take it in. Let's try to see if we can't find a cure for it. So that way, once you find the cure, once the spirit and the body finds a cure for whatever's making us sick, we're able to pass that cure onto the energy, and then the energy is able to translate it into, because everybody gives off their own energy, so it makes it really interesting. So.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. It's just such a fascinating world, isn't it? Really, and once you discover it, it is. Yeah.
You just have to be careful which one you touch and which one you don't. You have to make a decision because you have to draw the line between which energy is which side do I touch? Do I touch this side or do I touch that side? Like here, we have a lot of suicide people, and I just said, okay, I'm not going to touch that side. I just touch the other side where the spirits are, and the ones who want help, I help. The ones who don't, I don't. I just okay,
That's right.
you have to be careful. And we just had a celebration here. It's like the Day of the Dead. It's like Mexico, the Day of the Dead. We just celebrated that. So we invite all our dead relatives in our home. We feed them, and we say, okay, now you have to go. And we clean their graves at midnight. You have to clean their graves at midnight.
Oh, wow.
Always at midnight. You have to pick up the weeds. You have to clean the heads, like the headstones or anything like something like that, because they're all buried above ground. So you have to clean the marble casing and everything else.
Oh, bless you.
And you put new incense. You light the candle and put new incense down for them, and you put food offerings for them, and then you kick them out of your house, right? For us, for my mother's Buddhist group, it's always the 16th of July, which happens to be my birthday, right? So we're doing this on my birthday. I said, you know what? This is about the weirdest things I've ever had to do on my birthday. I said, Mom. I said, why? She goes, I don't know why. She just, should I know why? Like she's holding her head like this. That's what I'm doing. I'm holding my head, instead of celebrating my birthday, I'm making food for the dead people. So that's what I do every year.
Yeah. I did notice something amazing. Oh yeah, quickly. Happy birthday for yesterday, Irene.
Thank you.
Yay! I meant to say that.
Birthday wish to you.
And this is what I made. This is the food that you make for the dead. It's got red bean paste, and it's got sticky rice inside.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You are a brilliant chef. Your food is awesome. It really is.
I try.
I'm sorry, I've been friends with Irene maybe 5-6 years. I don't know. Ages. And oh my gosh, the pictures of your food.
I keep on posting
banquets for your family as well. Wow.
Like this. And I said, you know what? I gotta go to the UK. So I gotta bring a truck. So I gotta bring a box load of food. So I can make something for all. That's what my goal is.
Loads of happy birthdays for you there.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go. There's Ukraine as well. Visit the gravesides with candles, communicate and sing, and have a right time of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. And Andy says it's a great thing you do, Irene. Happy birthday as well from Tracy. But I did notice on here there's a group, Texas Black Eyed Children. So, have you heard of them? Those, Anne? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the children with no eyes, as I like to call them.
We have black-eyed children in the UK, in Staffordshire. But so I never realised there were any in Texas as well.
Oh yeah, they're all over the place and stuff like that. But sometimes when I've run into the black-eyed children and stuff, and sometimes they're not really what they seem to be. They're just literally a cover to hide what really hide the spirit that's really behind it. Because like I said, there are plenty of spirits out there that love to take shapes of children and trick people.
Yeah.
And cause literally there has been reports and stuff where here's this person that saw a child on the road, and then all of a sudden after seeing that child, they end up dying a few days later.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It can be dark spirits, can take the form of anyone they want to. They can be a cat, dog, a fox, anything, Rottweiler, anything they want to. They can take the form of whatever they feel like taking. And that's the part where you have to be careful.
Oh, wow. Here's an interesting question. I will let this one through. So what are our thoughts on the black-eyed children then?
I think they're just literally shadows of what was, literally to me personally, because anytime that I've run into them and stuff, that literally I look at them and then literally step forward close, and as my energy starts touching into that energy, all of a sudden they just disappear.
Wow. Okay.
Because I've run into them about 3 times in my life and stuff like that, and like the one time that I did run into it, literally I'm like, that's not a real face. I want to see your real face. And literally, yeah, it took off the mask and it showed me it's real. Yeah, it was all bones, skeleton mask there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it stood straight up. I went, and literally it could tell. It was like you could get that feeling like that I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you, like I said, there's been places where literally the energy of the place, or literally you walk in there and literally you can feel the black muck or the goo on the floor and stuff. And I know that something terrible has happened there. And there's been plenty of times where literally I've gone into places where they say they had this activity. And I said, are you sure you want me to do this? Because literally most places that I visit, that literally by the time I'm finished, the whole building is cleaned at the same time. Because literally there are certain energies and stuff that are not allowed to be on this side of the plane.
Yeah. Very interesting. I really don't know, but I can't say that something doesn't exist because I haven't seen it. Because I was a skeptic. I thought mediums were a load of rubbish. I experienced spirit around me. I experienced quite a lot of weird things, and I just kind of ignored things, But afterwards, like when you find that things can happen, then you then think, well, yeah, maybe, enough people have witnessed something as well. So they're not all making up the story what sounds the same. They haven't all read the same document. Because if like just to come out the same, like when I spoke to Preston Dennett, and he's on about greys, and he does a lot of ufology sort of things, and like the information he has from different people about what they've seen. And I was actually speaking about somebody who astral travelled and met some up there, and I'm going to be reading it out hopefully soon. The stories and the descriptions and everything, and it's just so intriguing. And we can't say one way or another, can we? And just because we haven't experienced it,
Like, I never thought that I would be able to do what I do now. I didn't think I could see spirits. I didn't think I could talk to them now. I know that what happened to me twice. I got possessed before that happened to me, right?
Yeah, I've had an issue.
It's something that I don't talk about because I just leave it there at that. And and I had dark spirits follow me before the sun, and it was a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and that's where I am now. That's where I become now, and you don't think it could happen to you, but it does, and it's just something that I learned. Either I deal with it now or I don't. So I had no choice, so I work with it.
Yeah. It's also intriguing though, isn't it?
Like I said, it's quite easy, especially for a person who talks to spirits and stuff, if they're not paying attention, for a spirit to come and go and literally either try to push you out of your own body and try to do a full, and literally it's like, all right, that's why literally once the first time that happened to me, I'm like, okay, wait a minute here. What's going on here? Why am I outside my body here?
Yeah.
And it's, all right, now who the heck is in there? So literally I'm staring here looking, all right, and since everybody knows that the eyes of the windows to the soul, so literally And so literally you're going through your own eyes to see, and there it is. I'm like, you get the heck out. This is my body. And once
Yeah.
that happened, literally, I have learned to, when I'm outside my body, to literally make my body itself that it only recognizes my spirit, my own energy and stuff. That way, any other spirits try to jump in there. It literally is a toxic bath to it.
Yeah.
Linda. Yeah, it's just so fascinating. I like that. I love that. What? Oh gosh, speak. I'm loving what Mandy's saying. Like the thing about the paranormal, it's down to personal experience, and who's to pull down and dismiss someone else's experience?
No.
And that is it, isn't it? Like I think I saw something shared about something happened in a local street in Nottingham. I think it was on the Team Spirit Paranormal page, and somebody saw figures outside. Well, who are we to say no? It doesn't happen. It's his story.
Yeah.
You know, do we believe him? We don't know him, but why would he say that? You know? Because, like, you can be ridiculed for saying stuff like this.
Oh, yeah. That's why I don't tell anybody what I do.
Well, that's right.
No.
It's just great to speak.
I don't talk about it much myself. So.
No, I like...
Because literally, you all of a sudden, you're in a group, and then all of a sudden they know about it, and then all of a sudden, no, I'm outside the group. Everybody's looking at me all weird, and especially when you're dead on accurate on certain things, or literally you're walking with them, and then all of a sudden you say something, and it's like, I was just talking to my mom about that. I'm like, oh. Oops. But the thing on most ghost hunts and stuff, is the main thing is if you can rule out everything that's human possible, from creaking house, dripping faucets, dust and vents and stuff. Once you rule out all that stuff, and yet there's still stuff left over, and there's impossibilities on how this was made, or how this sound was created and stuff like that. You're like, I actually have something here.
Oh, bless you. It's Linda. You definitely don't talk about it. But it's amazing what Irene's done. There's one specific time, and I was on Facebook in Messenger, and me and Irene were part of a group, and we still are. Yeah. But they're quieter now, but, you know, we still chat in there.
Yeah,
and you had a problem, didn't you, in the US, and there's a little girl, wasn't there? And you needed help, and I said, I'll try. And I tried to link in, and I actually saw this little figure by a bed, a little girl, and described her, and it was what Irene, and I actually picked up on, and then she says, help me take her through the light. And I imagine the light and everything, and then Irene says she's gone. It's like, oh my gosh. And you just felt it change as well. But even though, like, so far apart, and that was in the US as well, wasn't it? And you're in Japan, I'm in the UK. And that was incredible. And I don't know. It's just
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter how far you are apart. It your energy, my energy. If we click together, we could
did.
It doesn't matter if we're doing it on telephone. It doesn't matter if we're doing it by FaceTime. It doesn't really matter, because we understand, we feel each other. And then remember I said to Jacqueline, I remember, you have to close your eyes, you have to feel her. She'll be in your hands. And I told her to open up your hands, and and she was right there in your hands, and you could feel her, and you could feel her leaving. It was
beautiful, wasn't it? Yeah, and like it's just so like, and you can't prove that.
No,
it's only
you
like
never forget it. Once you see that crossing over, and you're like, did I really see what I saw? Did I really feel that light of there? I'm like, yeah, that was all real. But literally in the back of your mind, like, no, I'm just hallucinating. I must have had chemical imbalance or something from drinking. It's just like when you have a weird dream. It's like, well, I had tacos that night, so that must have the chemicals from the taco caused me to have this weird dream and stuff like that. And like I said, there's always an answer to rule out something.
Oh, I do.
But the problem is when you rule out everything and yet it's still there.
Yeah.
You have to go, okay.
I think like there's been been one person discussing and throwing everything in the UK at people, and like everything we do, we question.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need someone to go, oh, question. No, we do it anyway.
And you embrace it in here, and you feel it, and you understand it, and the more you do it, the more you understand, the more you know. And the next time, maybe you could do it by yourself. And next time, you'll be able to gain that knowledge and to feel and how really felt and how good it was in here for you.
Oh, it's beautiful from Linda. Then the first crossover, where I had help from Irene. It was special, and I did feel the touch. It's just beautiful, isn't it? And yeah, and people don't get, the whole thing, do they, at all? And I think we're lucky to be part of this world, though, because like all these people like miss out on this different dimension, don't they?
Yeah.
Like for years I said, oh no, it's rubbish, whatever. But oh my gosh, what have I missed out on? I'm now doing it every week because I absolutely love it.
It's literally that calmness. So literally, when you get into that spot, even I've been into places that they said that I have activity like level 10 and stuff, chairs moving, stuff like that, and then I walk in and they go, all of a sudden it's completely quiet. Like, well, this is I can't believe it that this is the least active that the whole place has been. And I'm like, okay, well, let me step outside, and we'll see if the act. And literally, yeah, sure enough, once you step back outside, the energy started back up. I'm like, yeah, that will happen.
Yeah,
because for the people who are living in that home or who are living in that environment can create that energy within themselves and make a mockery of whatever's going on. So you got to check your own energy when you walk in your door and make sure you're good.
Oh yeah. There's times where literally from the equipment literally they have the equipment out and it's just shooting off the charts. I'm like, okay, well let me calm my energy down.
Yeah.
And literally all of a sudden, yeah, they watch the machine, and sure enough, yeah, it goes back. All right. You let me know if, like I said, I'll be in main control room here. You let me know if you have any trouble, and I'll walk. I won't go there. I'll send my energy over to help you out. And sure enough,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'll be in touch. I'm like, all right, I'll be there in a few minutes. And literally, I'm still sitting there, and literally, they could. Plenty of times I've talked to people, or especially online and stuff like. Especially the one lady that literally she had her father and a friend of hers that passed away, and they were sitting on the couch. And I told them, yeah, they're talking to your father. Really didn't like your friend very much. And I was like, yeah. And literally, this is the first time meeting them, and I'm having, I can. And literally, she said, I could see you walking down the hallway to the room that I'm talking about. Yeah, that probably was me.
Oh my gosh!
Because literally, there are places where literally I've had to go. If my guides are able to, that literally people. It's so easy for a person to open a portal, whether it's from a spirit box or anything. That literally, if you don't close that portal, and you don't know that it's still open, slowly and surely it will open. And because the best one was this lady took a picture of her table, and literally it was all nice, and then all of a sudden something came through it and pulled all the stuff off the table. I'm like, like, the day before, did you like have a Ouija board or something? Yeah, my friend brought over a Ouija board. And they didn't know that. And like I said, literally what happened is, your friend took the doorway. So the spirit came in, and literally it's trapped in your house now because it used this Ouija board as a doorway to them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, I'll send my guide over to vacate him and move him on. And literally, that I could hear you. I'm like, like I said, my guides are very loud and stuff, especially if there's things that are hurting people and stuff like that. That literally, I'll send my guides over to, and literally they hear banging and slapping and loud noises there. But there's no possible way that no piping or they can rule it out. But literally, they can.
Wow.
I do sessions in my house where I help people I help the living with the dead, right? So I asked the spirits to come and see me, and I talked to them, and I talked to the other person who's alive, and we have the session together. And then I said, "Okay, now you gotta go," So
Oh wow.
okay, bye bye. Like just okay, bye.
Oh yeah, every person who has a gift has a different way of tapping into their
Yeah,
gift, and that's what's so great is when you get people with the same gifts and stuff in there, because literally here they are sitting in a room, and you're literally they're talking shop talk, and all of a sudden here it is, I am doing this, I'm doing that, and it's like, yeah, did you see the person down the hallway to the left? I'm like, yeah, I picked them up by the door.
Oh
And
wow.
and
That's
yeah,
awesome.
literally, like I said, that's what's so interesting when all of a sudden especially when you're watching TV and they have a psychic on, all of a sudden the psychic stops before they
yeah,
even enter and literally scans the building.
yeah.
They're already in the building, walking around, and they
Oh
know
yeah.
where the hot spots are, where the doorways are, and stuff. And that's one thing for those shows is literally keep the psychic outside, keep them
Uh,
outside, and let them use the walkie. Say, yeah, why don't you go to this room here, and over in the corner, and put your camera here, and they should pick up something. And literally, because I did
Yeah.
that with the one group that I was with, and literally they're like, "Are you sure you've never been here?" I'm like, "No, I've never been here before. I've
Wow.
walked the building."
That's awesome. Yeah.
Do you like knowing what happened before? I don't.
Oh
No.
no, no, no! Literally, I like to show up, but because of the way if they think loud enough, you pick up on it,
Yeah,
or literally,
I
because
don't want
guides
to.
and stuff like to talk a lot, and they're like, "Hey, dude, guess what? You're going to so and so place this weekend." I'm like, "What? I
I
have
want.
well, no,
I
no, no. You're going to
don't
this
know
place this weekend, so cancel all the other stuff."
anything when I go in. Like I'd rather go in blind.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could pick up what really happened, and sometimes what's written is not what really happened.
Oh yeah, that's right. I go to a place called Derby Jail quite a lot, and
Yeah,
everyone knows it because it used to be a jail, and people were hung outside, things like that.
yeah,
I go and I pick up a guy from the nightclub, and there's a
yeah,
fight,
yeah.
and people don't always open their mind. They think, oh, this is this building. Well, since then, they've had layers of history happen in this building, all over the country.
Yeah. So
Um, and
this
it,
is totally different from what you hear from the spirits, and they'll tell you they can lie to you. Yeah, they can lie. Spirits can lie. Yes, they can. But most of all, mostly 10% lie, but 90% of the time I can get the real thing what happened, and they'll tell you. They'll tell the real secret.
have you
I'll
got
be
to go
right back.
now, Ant? Are you all right? Have you got to go, Ant? I think he has.
Mm.
Okay.
I want to show you something. This is what a Japanese devil looks like.
Remove him for now. Then catch him in a minute.
This is what
Awesome! I love that. Oh,
this
that's
is what a
brilliant.
Japanese devil look like. They live in the mountains.
Oh wow.
We celebrate. We have to cleanse our house every February on the 6th. On the 6th, we cleanse our house, and a person wears this mask on their head, right? And then you throw dried soybeans at him to say, "Get out of my house! Get out of my house!" That's how you cleanse your house every February.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You hear
I just love all your customs. They're just
Yeah,
amazing, aren't
get
they?
rid of bad juju, and you make a huge sushi roll, and everyone eats this huge sushi roll to bring luck into your home.
There's a lot of your traditions
Yeah,
which involve food. I like that.
it's you get to eat
You
a
have
lot.
a tradition, you have a
You
day,
get
and then
to eat a
you
lot.
have a banquet. It's cool. I love it.
It's hard for me because I gotta cook all of them, right?
I know, but you're such a great cook.
But I
Who
mean, a
who
lot
wears
of
the
times,
mask?
a lot of times these the not the traditions but the folklore comes wraps around food. They're all wrapped around food, so you have to make certain food for luck, and you have to make certain food to feed the dead, and you have to make certain food for do this and do that. it
Mhm.
becomes hectic. Like I never get a break. Like I'm from December straight through. I'm always cooking right
Yeah, you're
straight.
always getting a request for something and stuff like that for
Yeah.
a spirit or something. Especially like I said, as you were saying before, if you get a heads up on it, right? That
Yeah,
literally, you all of a sudden you show up to a site. It's like, yeah, I brought this. Oh, cool, that's great. I'm like, no, no, that's not for you. It's for so
yeah,
and so in the house. I was like,
and,
Uh,
what? And
and
literally, yeah, and it's especially if it's a family member house or something, and they go, uh, well, how do you know about this? And it's a special food that only their father or grandfather or something, or grandmother or something, or sister or brother ate. And it's like, well, I had a feeling of picking this up, so I brought it with me. And
that's
and
and,
it's
beautiful.
like,
and you feed they get fed first.
yeah,
They get fed first. We eat last. We after they get fed.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. So
I
it's
like it how respectful you are. It's lovely.
yeah.
well, it's like I
Water.
said, there are places where we go and stuff like that because we are so respectful and stuff like that. That literally places that they say, oh, there's no haunting or any spirits here and stuff. But literally, yeah, we go, no, no, there was this event that happened here.
Yeah.
And when the people that does the research and stuff goes and literally you get a call back or they pass the word on it. Oh yeah, he was right. There's this
Yeah.
event happened here at this time, and they're like, hmm.
Like I said to Jack, you go next on your next investigation. Bring some chocolate in your pocket or bring some candy in your pocket,
Mhm.
because sometimes the children who died like a piece of candy or like a piece of chocolate, and if you do that, you get more out of that spirit. They'll talk to you more and they'll interact with you more if you give them an offering of something.
That's what we did in the pub. I told you about that former landlord we
Yeah,
brought in.
yeah.
What we did, we got the current landlord to sit with a pint on the bar, a
Hmm.
stool
Hmm.
for the
Mhm.
guy, and oh wow, we even asked the old landlord what he thought of the new landlord. He said
Yeah.
he's okay, which is absolutely awesome. But
Like
that's so
if
incredible.
you give them a cup of ale, like give them a
Mhm.
cup of beer, like even a small glass of beer. You know,
I want to.
it's just interacting with. They said the dead don't drink. Yeah, so what? But they will
But they
recognize.
remember. They remember
They
having
recognize.
these
Yeah,
items, and
yeah.
that's the thing is,
They'll
oh, I
think of
remember eating this
something,
when.
and they'll talk to you more, and they'll give you more interactions. You'll even get more information out of doing that than just sitting there saying, "Are you live? Are what is your name? How old are you? Blah blah blah." You know,
Oh God, yeah,
like,
the same old all the time, isn't it?
yeah,
Because the best one that I was with the group that I was doing early, she said, "Well, I'm gonna go visit this cemetery again. So is there anything?" I'm like, "Yes. Bring some candy with you next time and stuff like that." And literally, when she went to it the next time, she got a voice recording saying "Get out," and she called. I got a voice recording saying "Get out." I'm like, "Did you forget the candy that you said that you
Oh
were?" And she's like, "I sure did. Yeah. Well, that's why." Because she had,
yeah.
like you said, in most cemeteries, there's always a guide that will literally walk you around in a cemetery,
Oh wow.
and literally all you have to do is ask for that guide to come to the gate to guide you around, and it will actually protect you from any real dark. Instead of you just
That's
roaming
great.
around by, literally you will actually be guided by them to the spots. And if there are any spirits that actually just want to talk to you, yeah, you'll pick them up.
Oh
And
wow.
literally, she was, and once I told you forgot to take the candy to that cemetery when you went to visit, and
Sure.
she was like, "Holy crap! I bought it. I left it at home." I'm like, "Well, see, like I said, you keep visiting this same cemetery. They know when you're coming, and they pick up on stuff. And well, like I said, you promised them candy. Well, you didn't get the candy, so guess what? They kicked you
Yeah,
out."
so get out. Yeah. And that's it. If you do promise something, Linda says she's read that spirit uses memories of their favourite food to bring back the sensation of eating. Same for the other senses. So there's something good about having experiences on Earth. Yeah. I have got a question which I was trying to ask, and quite a few were mentioning it out of time. It's all about the crossover then. Andy says it brings a tear to his eye because he helps somebody cross over, which
Oh yeah, like I said,
it's so
that
special.
energy, that light when that doorway opens, it's quite amazing. Like I said, and like I said, it draws us, even those that have gifts and stuff, draws us into it because we can feel it.
You can
And
feel
when
the
and at
change.
times, yeah, you feel a great calm. Like I said, it's the best way to describe it is when the power goes out right at midnight, and literally there's no sound going on, no crickets, no nothing, just literally complete silence.
Yeah.
But within that silence, there's a great calm and peace, and it's like I want to stay here. I want to
Yeah.
stay here and not have to worry about the things, life and stuff, job, all that stuff. Yeah, and that's why when people have life death experience, they hit that point there. It's like, and they bring that energy back. And what's so funny is we can have that energy all the time, that peace, that calm,
Mhm.
Yeah,
anytime we
we
want.
lose it, don't we?
And that's what's so interesting is when we actually go, especially for certain, we see someone down, and we have that calm and peace and stuff, all of a sudden we bring that calm and peace over and put our hand on it, all of a sudden they get that touch of calm and peace. And because I have plenty of friends and stuff that say, dude, you're the calmest person I've seen. I've never seen you get angry and stuff like that. Other friends, well, I've seen him get angry, so don't piss
Oh,
him
bless
off.
you.
Because literally we have this great calmness around us, but literally, yeah, you catch us off on the wrong day, or literally we're dealing
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
a spirit that's being an ass. Literally, yeah, we get pissed off like, ooh, okay, dude.
Yeah.
And we
I met
snap
a
at
really,
people, and
I met a really grouchy spirit. He was there and he's really grumpy, and everyone thought he was nasty. I just picked up that he was frustrated at people not coming in and listening to him.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh no, there's more people, and he was just putting
oh
on
yeah,
this
yeah.
angry
Sometimes,
persona because
especially at
he'd
some
had
of the tours
enough.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Literally, I've gone on some of the tours of the very
Oh
active, and literally, I walk in
gosh.
there, and literally, they're over here taking recordings to an empty wall,
Yeah.
and the spirit though, I'm not going to say
Hello, I'm
shit today.
here.
And literally, the spirit's leaning against the wall, going, I'm not going to say shit today.
Yeah.
I'm looking, and then all of a sudden he sees me like, you can see me. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to tell him where you're at. I know this is bull crap too.
Yeah. I just kind of feel whenever you go anywhere, they're like standing around you thinking, oh my gosh, what have we got tonight to watch? We are that
Oh yeah, yeah.
entertainment,
Well, the
aren't we?
best ones I love
You
is the
know?
ones that don't. If my energy's low enough and they can't pick me up right,
Yeah.
as literally they'll come and look over my shoulder and just stick their head. Here's my buddy here, and I go,
That's
hey man,
awesome.
and I go, hey, how you doing? Why are you saying, hey, how you doing? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the guy that in the hat and the bolo and and they go, you can see me. I'm like, I can more than see you.
I
I can
love
hear.
this.
And literally, the person who's doing the tour turns around like, yes. I'm like, you know that spirit you were talking about? Yeah, he's standing right behind me. And literally, all of a sudden, the group starts rushing behind me. I'm like, that's not what I wanted. Thanks. So literally, the spirit leaves the building because he didn't want to be bothered. He just wanted to see what was going on.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, it's
Because I know
cute.
Irene has a lot of those experiences too, where literally she's walking around and all of a sudden something comes up and looks over her shoulder or something like that. Like,
Yeah. I've got here you go. Irene, how do you recover from the exertion? Because you are always, well, you're always busy. You're always helping spirit. You go from one sort of job to another, don't you? How do you deal with that?
I used to get tired. I no longer get tired anymore. It's all about grounding yourself properly,
Okay.
making sure you have enough, and making sure that you have the right energy to do what you want to do or what you do have to do. Like if I get a case come up, I said, okay, I have to prepare for this. So I usually meditate for a couple of days, and I make sure I eat certain foods that I can get through with this properly, and I go for it. And then
Yeah.
I I ask my spirit God to help me so I can get through this investigation properly. And I only get one chance to do it right, and I do it. And
Yeah. You've got to. Oh dear.
I mean, sometimes I get a whole list of, like, I've been busy since Christmas. Like, I haven't had a day off. And
Oh,
the only time I had a
really?
day off was when all my investigations. That's the only time when I had 3 days off. But even then, I said, "Uh-oh, our hotel room's haunted." I told my husband that. Next day he goes, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." Just had to say it. He goes, "You're kidding." I go, "Mm-hmm." He goes, "How'd you know?" I go, "Yeah, because this is a refurbished hotel, wasn't it?" And he goes, "Yeah, well, uh, he goes, "Holy SHIT, you're kidding." He goes, "No." He goes, "Are you gonna sleep tonight?" I go, "Yeah, I can sleep tonight. She just came to say hi and bye to me." And I go, "Okay." He goes, "Oh no, I'm worried about if I can sleep tonight." And I said, "Yeah, don't worry about it."
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
they're like I said, especially haunted hotels and stuff like that. There's still certain people that literally they're still running the hotel. They're making sure
Oh
that
gosh,
it
yeah.
and literally, yeah, and you walk in and sure enough, they're right there at the door greeting you, or you meet them down the hallway, and then and literally as you're walking, you see them right, and they walk past you and pause, and they turn, uh, you can see me. And I'm like, do
That's
I
it.
answer? Do I not answer? And then all of a sudden they start following. Oh crap! I'm gonna have to answer them because they're gonna follow me into the room, and they're, yes, I can see you. Oh good. I hope you let me know how the experience goes for your stay here because we've been having
Flashback.
troubles with this, and this. And I'm like, oh, so you have other troubles with other spirits disturbing the hotel? I'm like, yeah. You want me to help you get rid of them?
Oh
You can do
wow.
that? And I'm like, yeah, I can help you. Because these are, like I said, that's what's so interesting about when you cross over and stuff is places that you love to visit when you were living, right?
You want to go
Yeah,
back?
yeah, you
Yeah.
can go there, but sometimes it's like, well, and the thing is at certain times, because I've run into people whose apartments and stuff have had doorways in them. They're literally that's the portal,
Yeah.
and it's hard to try to get the other side, those who are in charge of portals and stuff, to relocate a portal because it works with the way lines, the energies and stuff that they don't have to keep a check on it. And it's like, well, you realize that this portal is in the wrong spot. It's in someone's house. It's at the end of the hallway, and like I keep hearing, there's nobody, there's nothing on the opposite side of this wall. It's a complete dead end, but yet right there at the end of the hallway, there's a portal. It doesn't go nowhere. It's for spirits to step in and
Yeah.
cross over, and that's the whole thing is. And spirits get angry when all of a sudden the doorway that they had. Well, I'm supposed to meet the doorway. It's like meeting the subway. It's like I gotta catch this subway, uh, and all of a sudden they're stuck in your house.
Oh gosh.
So I keep having activity between here and here. I'm like, yeah, you have a doorway, and well, the only time I don't have activity, yeah, it's because that spirit that was making that made that doorway there is trapped there until it reopens again later that day. So
Wow.
he's sitting
This
around your
is
house.
awesome.
I'm like, I saw someone sitting on the couch. I'm like, yeah, that's is it someone I know? I'm
Oh,
like, no,
bless you. Take care. Sleep well.
I wish it was somebody that you knew because it make you feel better. But if I told you that it was just somebody passing through, and that's what's interesting when you start explaining stuff to people and explaining the noises that are going on in their house and stuff like that, they start going, hmm. But yeah, with our guides and stuff, we can have our guides go and say, hey, we need to relocate the spirit portal here to someplace that's a little bit more convenient so it's not
That's beautiful.
disturbing
Yeah.
this person here. Because they don't, like I said, there
Echoing
are people that
energy.
literally don't have any of these abilities and stuff like that for what the levels that we're working at.
Actually.
And they can pick up on the energy and stuff, but there are people that literally like
Oh, thank
that's
you.
had their gifts for years and stuff. Like I can't handle this anymore. I need a day off. I'm like, okay, you can take a day off. You can actually turn it off, but you have to
Yeah.
understand that when the spirits and stuff need your help, that
Yeah.
literally they'll come and turn it on, and literally it feels like someone
This
jacks
is
the TV up and like, hey, I need your help now. You need to come and assist me here. So it's
yeah.
better to master it
Oh
than
well,
to just literally completely turn it off Because literally, you could be at some place and all of a sudden it turns on, and you're like, okay, and you all the rush and noise of the spirits and stuff like that coming at you, it literally is deafening.
It is. It is.
Oh, Tracy was going to go, but she's interested in the portals because she's been told she's got portals in her house. As have
Okay.
I. Someone's told me I've got 3 portals in my house,
What, in
but
your house?
I don't know. Maybe not. It's
Well,
fine. It's okay. I've got some items in my house as well.
okay. Yeah, but the items didn't. The items are not part of
Oh
of
no,
the.
no,
Well,
they're
no,
not.
I can. Since you said something about it, yeah. So that, and they're on the bottom floor, right? For most of your photos, for the shape of your
My
place that you
house,
live.
my items are downstairs. Yeah, I took a doll to the haunted place I went to. She goes out sometimes. One of the dolls there was giving me the right evils. She was one of the there's a doll at this place, and oh my gosh, she's so like lifelike, but she's very needy. So generally, if a person walk into the room, somebody will go over and pick her up
She's,
because
well, next time you go to that place, right? Pick that doll up and use it as your guide. Literally, yeah,
oh
pick the
wait
doll up and carry it around with you, and
oh
literally, you'd be surprised at how more active and stuff. Because literally, the,
we argue. I always argue with her. She's oh no, don't no, I'm not going. Oh my
because
gosh, she's
a doll place I
awful.
went to, literally, I'm like, here, pick that doll up, bring it here, sit it around this table. Let's get it some food, and literally, and put the recorder down, and literally,
Oh,
like, all right, no, I'll be back. You keep talking, and I can hear you. And literally, yeah, they on the voice recorder, they actually picked up a voice on the
oh
recorder
okay.
talking and stuff.
Ah. Oh yeah, I know the person Tracy speaks to. Yeah, she's not. Yeah. Hi. But yeah, I'll bring my doll. My doll likes camping, Eileen. So one of my dolls will come camping with me. It's the one with the picture of a profile the other day in my car. So yeah, I'll bring her camping. Yeah, I know. She could sit with you in a corner. It's all good. Yeah, she agrees. Take my dog camping. But yeah, but I want to thank everyone for the questions, for talking to us. It's been great. And thanks for your time. And yeah, so Tracy doesn't like dolls. Jeanette, thanks for
Oh,
watching.
I like haunted dolls.
You'll
You
have
know.
to, you'll have to ignore a lot of the comments there, Jeanette. Yeah, you can guess. To be fair. Oh, the porcelain dolls. Yeah. Not when they
Oh, I
start
love
moving
haunted
and winking
dolls.
at you.
I just love talking to haunted dolls.
Oh gosh, I'll stick you in a room with my two. But
Okay.
yeah, but
Okay. No problem.
But you'd be surprised at what items can talk to you and stuff like that,
Oh
especially
yeah.
those that are actually attached to those items. And because, like I said,
love this.
since
See you
I had
later,
my
alligator.
I've had my gift since I was 12 and stuff. I picked up a friend's watch, and all of a sudden, I'm like, this isn't your watch. This is your grandfather's watch, right?
Oh.
And literally, he's like, well, I have to, and he asked, yeah, that's your grandfather's watch. And literally after that, it was, yeah, when you tell people certain things from picking up items and stuff like that, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
how do you know? I'm like, well, I have certain gifts and abilities that allow me to. And when you
Yeah.
start showing it, it starts freaking people out and stuff, especially when you're so accurate that you're like,
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
oh
Like
yeah, it's
doing.
like, I was just talking to my friend just about an hour ago about this. I'm like, yeah, I know. Here's your answer to what to your question is,
Yeah.
and then or you walk up and say, here, I just need to tell you this, and then you walk off, and they're like, who the heck was that guy? But the answer he gave me was what I was looking for. I'm like, who the yeah? Well, you spit out something that someone's thinking. It's like I was thinking that. I'm like
Oh,
I said,
bless you.
sometimes these gifts are not like there's. I want to learn this. I'm like, no, you don't. You really don't. With
They
the
asked
amount.
me loads, do you want to do this? I said, yeah, but I didn't realise it existed. But hey ho. But
But
once you
like you said,
start on
there
the
are
path,
those that literally they can learn this and
yeah,
master it properly.
I am learning.
Oh
I
no,
have been for
like
8
you said, no,
years. So.
both me and Irene can tell the level
Of
of
course you
understanding
can.
and stuff that you're at, and the more and more time that Irene is teaching you certain tricks of the trade, as I
Yeah,
like to
I
call
do
it,
have lessons
that
from different people.
and
And it's
and like I said, she's so proud of you and stuff that you're picking up on this and that. And like I said, she tests you from time to time with the certain things she sends over or sends you to this place. And did you notice this when you're doing the recaps on some of your ghost hunts and stuff?
oh, bless you, yeah. I just got to a stage where things can actually touch me. It happened twice in 2 weeks, and I actually felt someone touch me. And he put his damn fingers right like that over my ear, like, you dirty bastard. I complained at him because it's horrible. Like, he touched me. It's like, but yeah, it's a new skill, isn't it? I had 2 in 2 weeks. It's like, I did the Estes method, and it says, whatever you do, don't tap me on the shoulder, otherwise I'll scream. A few
Oh
minutes
yeah,
into it,
let me.
something
I'll
something
get a
tapped
tap
me
you
on
on the
the
shoulder.
shoulder, and it was spirit doing it as a laugh, and it's just so cool. I love it. But everyone, just look after yourselves, take care, do what you do, and ignore the skeptics. All right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But enjoy, okay? Get your cat balls out, get your t-shirts out, get your photos in your t-shirts, stuff them, eh? Enjoy, good night, and speak again next week where I've got the haunted the lads from the haunted mag. Okay, take care.
Yep.
Bye.